Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Um, Having a good one myself. Let's get into it. I say let's get started on this habitat, and yeah, I think that will be fun. Self. Um, I think we said that we were going to use these chips. So let's go ahead and cover. I guess we can use this to cover it. Hey, how's it going? What is it? Oh, there we go. Hey, Shrews Plays. I tried to improve some stream quality stuff, but it didn't work out, and I don't know why. So yeah, that was upsetting, but let me know what the quality looks like on y'all's end, because it might be doo-doo. But I'm getting some real lag on some stuff. Why am I getting... Hey, Monkey's Tavern. Yeah, let me know if y'all are getting lag. So I'm getting a bit of lag, not in the game, but... You said the webcam is laggy? Well, let's just... Who needs that? That's gonna cause lag. I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I tried to improve settings on that. So we've got a pretty simple base here. Of course, we're gonna wanna build it up a little bit, but... Cool. My chat is also lagging. I'm not picking that up as well. Let's see, maybe that someone could try saying something now. You know, you try to improve stuff, and then, of course, it doesn't work the way that you want it to. I don't know if that's the way that I want to do this. Let's see. Let's see if there's any of these that I want to use. Not that, that's for sure. Of course, so we can use that for some rocks, but why did it just send that now? That's concerning. Is my Twitch live? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Of course, I can make, like, a raised bed with this. We're gonna start with the fox. Yeah, it looks like I fixed the lag there. So we could use these to kind of create some raised beds. Do I like that? I really don't have a great clear picture of what I want this fox habitat to be. I mean, that works, but of course we can do that. It's definitely an interesting one. What do we want to do here? That's way too big. Of course, we can use these. I'd like these to be a little smaller, but maybe we'll... I'm gonna need a smaller piece than that. Gosh, everything is so massive. Let's see, get that like so. Um, let's see. Maybe we will use those vines. Kind of like the idea of using this there. Let's see. Do they maybe put position snap on these? No, not really. That's pretty good. And then we can just kind of rotate this like this, raise it up a bit, lower that down a bit. Just take that, raise it this way a bit. Hmm. We'll make it kind of 3 platforms like that, and then we'll just use some trees. Trees are tough sometimes. We don't want to block off too much of the space. We only have the one fox that's going in here, but dogs, chill. I will also be taking some breaks intermediately. Just so that, because I've got some chores I need to do. Gotta clean some stuff. I wish these backgrounds were a little bit... Well, I guess whatever you want it to be. Huh. I don't want to put too many trees in here. Because it's for a fox, it's not for... I guess one thing I could have done was just sunk this in like so. But that's gonna hang out the back, isn't it? Yeah. I like these rocks because they look like something you'd see in an actual zoo. Where are the tree stumps? There we go. Maybe get one of these in, like here. There we go. Maybe we'll just add a little bit of texture to that as well. I think I used this in the last one. Or maybe not. There we go. That adds a little bit more interest in it. Maybe we color this up. I don't know about the color. Let's see. All right, whatever. Let's make sure we get some of these placed down. Gotta love red foxes. They got so many enrichment options. Don't they have a burrow? Yes. But it looks like they may not be able to use it because of the terrain here. That's no big deal. Dogs, chill. Put a little bedding here. I don't want to go too crazy with the fully with that because we're gonna want to go. Let's see. I want to see, is there anything for biome? I want to see if they have anything for tropical North America because we're in the subtropics. They do. So you've got banana palms, which we're not going to have in here, obviously. I just wanted to see that we might use some of these for the armadillo habitat. Sunken like that. Mangrove. Giant rhubarb. I haven't seen that. This looks kind of like magnolia almost. Really? Rainbow eucalyptus? Can use scalviola. Some hanging moss, strangler figs. That might also go in with the armadillo. We'll see. I've heard that these kind of tank your traversable area. Something like this, maybe. These, maybe. But I think we're gonna do more bramble bushes. Well, I don't know if those are traversable at all. We just rotate that one like so. That's doing pretty good there. I like that. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to put more of this stuff in there. Oops. So that acts kind of like a retaining wall. Why is it... I don't have random rotation all. There we go. I don't know how that got clicked. Let's see. We're making pretty good progress here on this area. I am going to take a break in a second to do a few just cleaning chores for like 10 minutes. But let's get these kind of patches in here, and then we'll go in with foliage and start having fun. Really trying to get that looks like an actual zoo. Not just like a actual zoo, like a budget zoo. Not a crazy expensive, but you just had some faux rocks. So like some vertical concrete that you made a pattern with. Probably hired some of the volunteers at the zoo to put it together, and then you kind of just put pine bark mulch into it to make these kind of hill structures. It's at least how I imagine a zoo would do it. Because we made kind of, when I was volunteering, we did We didn't like do vertical concrete, but we would do like paper mache like enrichment for the animals. Or we would fill sand in the tortoise enclosure because they were burrowing too much. So stuff like that is kind of common to get your volunteers to do. And make it as cheap as possible, right? Now we just put all of this in. Why not do that now? Eventually, I'm not eligible for them, but eventually that would be a goal. I mean, it would be nice if I could do that. But yeah, until I get 500 subscribers, I won't be able to do that. It just kind of came with the overlay, and I was figuring why not. Though I'm thinking I might like hide those options until I actually unlock them. Let's see how much of this we can kind of get in here. I want to thank everyone who's been tuning in so far. It's much appreciated. Let me make sure I'm not missing any Discord notifications. That could be fun to do. Yeah. I would definitely consider that. So if you have one, like if you can upload it to the Steam Workshop. Shrews, you joined the Discord recently, right? I feel like you did. And just put a message in the Discord that you put something on the Steam Workshop, and I'll be happy to review it. Or if anyone wants to put their zoos in there at all, that would be something fun to do. I think, at least. Okay, so we've kind of got that retaining wall figured out. Yeah, cool. Then we'll get to foliage in just a little bit. I'm going to leave y'all on the be right back screen, and I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. Alright, we're back. Let's get this started. Now we want to go biome, temperate, and then North America. I think we want to use a lot of these arrowwood bushes. Though they do look a little bit goofy, looking at it now. The only problem with these is I'm pretty sure that they block traversable area. We'll see. We'll add some. And some of this, especially along the edges here. Let's see. How's everyone doing? I think there's probably some new people in here, so how's everyone doing who's in here right now? It's Friday's Eve. Can't be too bad, right? Almost made it through the week. I want to break up some of that moss because it's going to look a little bit unrealistic in there. So we want to break it up with some grasses or something like that. Now I know that this breaks traversable area. So I'm going to use this very sparingly. This doesn't really give us a natural feel, these cypress trees, so I don't know if I want to use it. I think animals can go through these. I like the way that these trees look, but unfortunately, it's not really, yeah, for sure. Like, that's one of the big things that kind of makes me play Sandbox now. I don't know if I would go back to franchise just because I like building habitats that make sense, not that I have to fiddle with to make it work with the game. Why is this not random rotating? Oh, it is, okay. I want to get quite a few habitats done today. Our next one after this we're going to prioritize is the spotted skunk, because they are a vulnerable species, so having one of them in our zoo would be good to get some conservation so that we can start trading. I have an American badger, but I may not. I may trade them out so that I can get something in the southeast. I'm not sure, because they're not quite found in the southeast. There are more northeast to all of the west. It's kind of weird how they aren't found here, actually. Now that definitely helps quite a bit. No, that's still too tall. Hawthorn's too big. I do always love the lady ferns. They work pretty well. And are pretty common in the southeast. And they're traversable, which is great. Let's see. Some nettles as well. We're using a lot of nettles in this zoo, but they look good, so. Hmm. No, those are just too tall. too darn tall. Honestly, the only thing I think it could use is maybe a few branches. They can't climb, but something like one of these could add a little bit more interest into the habitat. We need something to really frame it. Don't think that does it quite. I don't remember, did we put this in here? We did, but not in the same way that we might do it in here. Yeah, that kind of brings your... So you've got this here, it kind of brings you to the middle there. I think that's how it works, at least. I don't know. All right. We also need a water bowl in there. And there we go, kind of hidden away. Let's get our fox. Oh shoot, we need to... it's a male. Do Rory, but his name will be Renard. Of course, the paths don't want to work. There we go. That should work now. Send to zoo. There we go. Let's hit the play so we can look at them come on in. I think it's Reynard is the name that I'm thinking of. Yes. Renard the fox. So... Alright, well, he already can use a good bit of the habitat. Where'd he go? Did he just phase through that wall? Hello! Hey, Shadow. Where'd my fox go? Oh, he phased into the floor. That's weird. So yeah, he can't use this habitat at all. I think it's because of this. Let's see, can he use more of it now? Yes. What about now? Yeah, that's pretty much the whole habitat he can use now. I think that's slightly more important. Yeah, we still got that nice central ring. Draws you to the middle, I think. Now we just gotta do the educational signs and... get a screenshot. Alright, then we also want to grab... We want to grab that. We're going to... And we should be able to... Also, if we when we start... First of all, I think guest can go up there, right? But we might need to... set this as one-way glass. Okay, I might check it out after stream. I'm not currently really looking for art. I don't really have the capital for it, but let's see. That should give the fox a little bit of privacy, but the guest will still be able to look in. Really try and figure out exactly how we want to do the education sign here. Because I could just do the same thing that I did over there, but it's not as pretty. I think we'll still use these shapes. But yeah, I really am having to save up right now, so I don't think I'd be able to commit to anything at the moment. Sweet. What looks good on the other side? Oh, you mean this? I don't know. Maybe I will. Let's see. I don't like this one. All right. Well, let's see if we can select it all. I think this is why, because it's a pain in the butt to select. Yeah, these are a pain in the butt to select. I guess I don't have to select those. I can just... select the stuff like this. Yeah, I guess we'll just reuse this. And then we just drag this down. Yeah. Leave that there. So this will change to... wish there was a search function on here. But wide red fox. Okay. And then this one will set to my user media. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. kind of want to make this a little darker, right? Yeah. Maybe even a little bit darker. Because I want it to match with that, but they're different textures, so... Now let's go with decal. I want to do something like... Is there a chicken? Yes. Because they can kind of... be nuisances to farmers, so we might put something like that. And then we'll just use this piece like we have been. Paint it black. Grab it all the way like that, and we can get... It's like, you know, foxes raid the hen house. So the whole idea will be like, how to... Since we're in kind of a rural area, it will be like how to protect your chicken coops from foxes so you don't have to do more, like, damaging to the animal practices. Does that make sense? Because, like, they're a common pest. Gosh, this... Yeah, since we're in a somewhat, like, urban environment, like a... Not urban, but rural environment, that's the word I'm looking for. These are the worst thing to select. And then sometimes they're just not. But the lore for this guy is he comes from an illegal fur farm. So, that's his lore. I think we'll want to do some education around here, but I'm not sure what yet. We'll figure out. Hello! Welcome to the stream, Origin. I think we're doing pretty good here. So, we've got Reynard the Fox. It's from an old English folk story. It's basically like Aesop's Fables or Robin Hood, but a fox. Well, I mean, Aesop's Fables is a fox, but let's get to our eastern spotted skunks. Yeah, they do. Well, they were always known as like the tricksters, was kind of their shindig. Plaster. I love this color for the... Yeah, no, very similar to coyotes. Let's get this in. This guy can't get out, right? Correct. So we've got 2 habitats in. Yeah, so kind of the plan is, so we've got the raccoons here. Red fox will go here. This will be the eastern spotted skunk. We'll have armadillos here. And then the Virginia opossum over here. And then we'll have a bit of a warehouse area. I don't know why I said plater. Oh, and then also we're going to have a rat enclosure. Or we're going to have a brown and black rat enclosure. Which I'm actually pretty hyped about. Yeah, I know they're probably not the most exciting thing in the world, but... I've got an interesting display idea for them. I actually think that kind of works as supports there. Yeah, these will be possums. I don't think I have the mod for the... Or opossums, technically, I should say. The Virginia opossum, which we have around here. These textures not looking great right now, but... Yeah, I knew this. We have two of these. We'll want to get one of those as well. I don't know if I got the eastern spotted skunk. I don't think I have yet. We might have to get out of the game to install the files. I've really enjoyed it. No problems yet. Trying to see what other species. We've got bass, sandhill crane, roseate spoonbills. See, these look pretty high quality. The Virginia opossum, I think, might be a little older. Red wolf. North American river otter. Let me see what else we've got. Green sea turtle. Green iguana, which I think... I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, but we will be having a mod to allow me to put them outside of the exhibit box. Eastern wild turkey. Are they... No. There is actually a population of these guys that lives in Alabama. Bluegill. I used to catch these as a kid all the time. American white ibis. The American black bear. The alligator snapping turtle. You would never see them like this out in the wild. They're always underwater. Well, I think I have your deer because, well, because. Okay, well, let's save zoo. And we can, well, no, we'll finish this habitat, and then, or at least we'll get to a stopping area in this habitat, and then I'll exit the zoo so that I can get the skunk in, because I want to introduce them as quickly as possible. Because since they're vulnerable, I should be able to trade them pretty readily, I would think. Do. There we go. We'll just copy the color from this. Grab that color. Really? I made those black? They do not look that black, but I guess that might just be a problem with the texture. Wait. Why are these not in the group? That's weird. Alright, well, that's fixed now. Now we can make these black. And let's get rid of some of these. And from what I've read, because I needed to read up on these guys, these guys like really rocky scrubland. So we're gonna do kind of something you might see in like northern Georgia, maybe. But I'm pretty excited for these guys. I didn't even know we had multiple species of skunks. I knew we had the striped skunk, which I think we'll have. Apparently spotted skunks are quite active. Especially the eastern spotted skunk. I think I have the files downloaded for it. I just have to extract it and put it in the folder. Like, I'm not gonna lie, installing mods in this was ridiculously easy. Like, I definitely thought it was going to be difficult because there were so many tutorials on it, but then it's just really extracting files and putting them into a folder. So it really won't take me too much. I won't have too much downtime in between. Okay, yeah, we'll keep that then. Because we're not going to really... We're going to want to go here. I don't want that faux rock. We can use this. We probably want to bring this like so. Yeah, no, these are amazing. These, like, faux rock pieces. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work, but it's worth a try. Like, that's looking pretty nice. Because, like, here we can kind of create this shape. My mouse cord is always getting caught up on something. Like, now we can just kind of round out this area here. And we can go for some pines, maybe even sand. Man, if this was flexi color, that would be wild. Might be a little too bright. Yeah, really. Like, these faux rocks are, but I think I like the color they're in because it reminds me of, like, actual faux rocks I've seen in zoos. You mean the sand or for the rocks? So that it kind of looks like snow. Or the rocks, because that's kind of what zoos do. So they use a lot of rocks. Hmm. Cover that with some bushes. Let's see, what else do we want in here? Not this, but there were some rock pieces I thought about. Don't know if I want to fully go that route. Okay, I might just use some of these. And then we just bring this along to just give it a little bit of intrigue. Alright, we're going to take a short break so that I can install the mod and do a few more chores. But I'll be right back in a bit. Thanks everyone who's been tuning in so far. So we'll take like a 10-15 minute break and I'll be back. Catch you in a little bit. Alright, we're back. Let's resume our zoo. We should have all the mods installed now. I mean, not all the mods, but mods we're going to need for this habitat and the next couple. Should also double check something. Nice, cool, that's working. Alright, we're in, so let's double check. We go to North America. We should have a few new species. And it crashed. Alright, so it seems like somebody's information is crashing it. Maybe we can isolate it. I mean, we just installed a mod, and unfortunately it kind of crashed the, when I looked at the game crashed. I looked at the BioPD, so I think we can maybe have the animal, we just can't look at their information. Though we can probably... So if I click this, the Zoopedia, we might be able to actually isolate which one is bugging it. Okay, it just doesn't like us doing that. Now the question is it going to just continually crash? Or... if so, then we'll have to figure out exactly what happened there. Because that's quite upsetting. Let's try not pull up that. If it still is crashing, then we'll have to isolate what the crashing is doing. Like exactly what mod crashes it. Okay, so if we're here, if we survive, if we go for a little bit, I mean, I guess what I could do is I could go... or I could go animal trading. Okay. Seems like it might be the Norway rat. But let's try it again. Not do anything with the Norway rat. If we just... Otherwise... I guess I should just let it be for a second and see if it crashes in like... What, it crashes in like 30 seconds to a minute? That's unfortunate. We might actually have to make some props for the rats then. Might have to submit a bug report as well. Okay, so we're in the game. Let's give it like a minute. So I'll explain what's happened. We've got Reynard the fox in. And so you can kind of come in and see him in here. I really like the habitat. And we've got some education about how to keep foxes from breaking into your chicken coop. Okay, and we're working on the eastern spotted skunk. So if we go here, we type up black rat. Is that going to crash the game? Yes. Alright, we're going to do a little bit more troubleshooting. The question is, does it crash at any time I look at the anytime I look at the like Zoopedia, or is it specific to those animals? So we're gonna look up a non-modded animal and see if that crashes the game. And if that doesn't crash the game, then we can at least start isolating that it's black and Norway rats. So if we go here and we type in red fox, that does not crash the game. If I look up American black bear, also doesn't crash the game. If I look up eastern spotted skunk, that crashes the game. Is the eastern spotted skunk the problem? Okay, so I'm going to start isolating the problem now. So now's the really fun part. By that I mean not fun at all, but... So let me just go with the species that I care about the most being in here. So I want the eastern spotted skunk. So let's see. If I add that, will it crash? This is the thing about mods. It's great until it's not. So we gotta do a little bit of troubleshooting, but it's not the end of the world. We can get through this. At least our zoo isn't massive, so it does not take long to load in. Darn it. It's the eastern spotted skunk. Bugged it out. Now let's see if the other species... Is there something... So it's for 1.13. Requires that. Zoopedia. No, that's not a bug. Okay, well, let's see if we enter the other species in. Do we get the same crashes? Because we know that that one was bugging. With just them. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Let's try this again. The black rat and brown rat are pretty new mods, so they really shouldn't crash. It's when they're older, like the spotted skunk mod, that you get the chance of crashing. Okay, so if we go to Zoopedia and we type in Norway rat. Bollocks. Alright, so I think the rats are also bugged. Now there's one other mod I want to check, see if it's bugged. If not, then yay. If so, we'll just have to deal with it, I guess. I mean, I can probably make some somewhat realistic prop animals. I don't know. Alright, if we go, and we just look up Eastern Chipmunk, it also crashes. Alright, so for some odd reason, those all crashed. That's weird, I haven't had that much crashing through my other mods. But we'll get straight to building, and we'll probably build some prop animals. It's quite upsetting, but... yeah. Like, re-download. There's a decent chance. Now let me just make sure that... yeah, that works. Okay. That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. We'll just have to make this habitat and make it as interesting as possible. Because there's not going to be anything moving in it. This will be the first time I've actually done a implied exhibit. So that's kind of interesting. We get a lot to use a lot of the salt work. So that's fun. Because who cares if they can't use the habitat. So yeah, we can kind of get this scrubby bush look. And honestly, I'm not going to do too much. Nothing too crazy there. The crazy thing will be over here. Let's see if we can create an eastern spotted skunk. Yeah, no, that does happen sometimes. Like, I mean, that's not a bad mod, but like, These guys look great. The American white ibis looks great. The eastern spotted skunk, so I need to get a reference picture for them. What? For these guys? I think it's just a habitat that they... Alright, if I look up the eastern spotted skunk, we want dimensions. Males are up to 70 centimeters. Yeah, no, they are pretty wide-ranging. So we want them to be about that long for the male. Oh, you mean this? No, it's not an aquarium. It's like a beach area for the skunks. I love that right there. That look. These are flexicolor, right? No. It's this that's flexicolor. I have no idea how to start on this. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, it does give the impression of it. If it... Thanks. I really like it. How tall do they stand? Doesn't say. We want to bring this to like a... And this, we want to make this black color. And let me look at the picture of them. This is something I've never tried before, so y'all are going to need to be a little patient with me. This is something I have never tried before, and it is... I'm not convinced it won't look horrible when I do it, so... Yeah, but I don't think that they have one for the species. Golly. Alright. We've kind of got their ears. Let's see. This is going to be quite riveting, I'm sure. Like, even more so than normal. Well, I thought I was going to create multiple variations of these, and maybe I will. But not today, I won't. Because this is pain. Why, of course. Who wouldn't want to watch someone make a skunk out of eggs? It is funny, though, because skunks are, like, egg eaters. Let's see. I'd say that's a pretty good half. We'll have to, of course, do the patterning. Yeah, I mean, as far as making a skunk out of eggs, I think it works. You know, I've always made fun of people for doing this. Yeah. It's really all we need is passable. We also need names for the two skunks. Nope, my reference. My reference! Let's see. It's funny that the spotted skunk doesn't really have spots. I think these kind of stripes definitely help it look way better. All right. Let's see. Then we just kind of grab this, we bring it over here. We're finishing up, I think. I think we can have it done pretty quickly. There we go. Few more stripy bits. Okay, I'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be streaming Saturday. Good bit, so hope you can make it. Okay. I think that's our stripes, so now we need to get the tail. Oh, that's right. So this is actually, so we're measuring using the max size, so this is probably a pretty good size to end it here. Ooh, golly. This is quite the feat. Speaking of which, we should get their feet in. Let's do this. Alright, let's get that in line there. Alright. I'm calling it. That's as good as we're gonna get. There we go. I think that looks at least somewhat convincing. Mods crash on us, we gotta do what we can. We are going to need 2 names for a male and female eastern spotted skunk, so please let me know in the chat what you think these guys should be named. I really don't think we're going to do too much more in this habitat besides education. We want to put in maybe a few faux stuff into the background. I was thinking maybe some of these vines. Maybe some branches, actually. Yeah, there we go. Gotta make sure that's still... Yeah, actually, no, that's not what I want. Maybe something like this. Like right there. Yeah, I like that. So let's get some signage right there. Whew, that was a bit of a nightmare. And we can make this our white color. And we'll just rotate this into place. There we go. Let's see. Let's go billboard. That's fun. All right, and let's grab where'd my there we go. Then we can just go and we can go to my Planet Zoo, user media. Then if I go in here, we can grab this, go construction. Wait, that's the same picture. Oh shoot, I know why. Did it not take of the other one? Took a picture of that one, but it didn't take a picture of this one. Now we'll try it. Why is it not? Oh wait, it has now. Yes, okay. I understand now. No names yet. Oh, shoot. Might have to come up with some on my own. So I think we'll go with Scruffy. And we'll do Stinky. Just some basic names. Then we'll grab some gutter. Right, and then we'll just grab these. Getting a lot done in today's stream. And then we'll just grab all these sign pieces. And then we'll just move them all there. I like that. Maybe. And we'll maybe make that color. I think we'll put like a display sign here to show kind of what they eat. That's pretty good. I feel like as an educational sign that works well. So we'll get to our armadillo and our nice little Virginia opossum in just a little bit. I just need to go do a few more chores. I will catch y'all in a bit. Alright, we are back. Looks like nobody's here now, but we'll proceed on like we normally would. Let's get this put in. There we go. I think if we take off align to surface, we stop having those issues. So let's just move that there. Let's see. There we go. That kind of masked that a little bit. We'll actually go ahead and we'll grab this. Oh, my dog's outside. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Why is that happening? That's just weird. There we go. We are making good progress. Thank you. I'm really a big fan of it. The interior is going to be something special too. Yeah, thanks, Origin. I wonder, would a different color of this look better? Like a white almost? Ooh, I think I like that better. Yeah. It's way more fun. Oh, did I not add it on here? Oops. This is much nicer looking. Yeah. Then we can just kind of... Hopefully everything will just go nice and smoothly. Of course, that's gonna be a little bit tricky there, but... And then I want to grab all this and make sure it's completely lined up correctly. Just fixing all these so that they don't... Yeah, we'll have some aviaries. Yeah, we'll have a lot of aviaries, is the plan. I actually have an area that I'm going to be calling the squirrelry. That's going to try and have all the native species of squirrels. But we'll see about that. Oh, let's go